Hello everyone and welcome back to Sarah Gray Crochet. I'm Sarah and this is my All Things Crochet channel. Today I was hoping to dive into a new project with you all, and I'm really excited about this one because it's something I've never done before. One of my favorite things to do with crochet is to not go off of any specific pattern from start to finish, but to get inspiration from a bunch of different sources and kind of have like a base pattern to start with, or maybe I have a general stitch I want to use and then create something completely new, at least new to me. So that's what we're going to be diving into today. The pattern I am kind of starting with is actually one I got from this block collection book that I got from the Powell's bookstore in Portland, Oregon. And the pattern I picked out that really jumped out to me was actually this tie-dye granny square pattern, which ultimately only has a few rows to it, and it's meant to be basically just like a color swirl granny. However, I've decided to take that pattern and turn it into a sweater. So I currently have part of the sweater done. This is going to be the first panel of it, so to speak. So this is the beginning of it. Really excited with how it's coming out so far. Throughout this video, you're going to see me kind of start the other panel for the sweater and take that from start to finish, add the sleeves, add the collar, add the base to it. I honestly have no idea how I'm going to go about doing any of those things yet, so that's part of the fun. That's like one of the things I love about crochet is how creative you can be with it. And I'm using one of my like oversized sweaters that I really like the fit of to kind of base the sizing off of it. So I'm going to use this sweater as a reference point to get the sizing kind of where I want it to be. And the idea is to kind of take this swirl pattern all the way out to the edges and then take it all the way down the sleeves, and then do some cuffed sleeves as well as like a cuffed bottom and a nice kind of cuffed neck area. Anyway, so excited to go on this journey with you all. I hope you'll stick around and you can kind of see me take this project from almost start to finish and hopefully not get my yarn too knotted along the way. Let's jump in. So I've already finished the first panel of this sweater, and now I'm starting on the second panel. Since it'll be the same design on both sides, this will either be the front or the back panel depending on which one I end up choosing. But I started with 2 chains and then a single crochet, half double crochet, and then 2 double crochets. And this is me just getting that panel started. The tricky part about this design is that it's working with 4 colors at once. So this is me starting with my first color, purple. My second color is blue for this pattern, so in order to kick off the blue swirl, I am adding a single crochet, half double crochet, and then 2 double crochets within the first chain of the purple yarn. So that kind of gets the swirl of this pattern started. And you'll see in a second, I also am kind of pulling tight the purple strand in order to keep everything together and cohesive, so I don't lose any of that tension there. My next color for this pattern is green, so I'm working the green yarn into that same purple chain space that I used for the blue yarn, and I'm also starting with a single crochet, half double crochet, and then 2 double crochets. And this will kind of give all of the 4 yarns I'm working with the same starting point. So as you start to form the swirl, you'll kind of see how they all kind of catch up with each other as you work your way around the granny square, which is really cool. My fourth and final color for this pattern is orange. So you can see I am shockingly working a single crochet, half double crochet, and then 2 double crochets into that same purple chain space that we started with in the beginning. I'm also using stitch markers to keep my other stitches from falling out for all my other colors while I'm working on one specific color. The trickiest part about this was just finding more space within that chain space. It is a really tight swirl, and you can hopefully make it even tighter by pulling on your initial purple thread that you started off with, so you can really seal up that hole. But here is what the 4 colors look like once you get those initial stitches started. Jumping back in with the purple color, I'll be starting the next section of the swirl. The next part of this pattern is basically 2 double crochet, 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, 1 double crochet. And I'll basically be using double crochets throughout the rest of this pattern as I work my way outwards. Eventually we'll get to the point where it'll be, 3 double crochets following a chain space, and that'll kind of be the repeat pattern for all 4 strands of yarn over and over and over again. But for now, it kind of is a little bit more tight knit, as you can see here. There's going to be a bit of a jump in the video in just a second here, just because I realized I had made a mistake and had to go back and adjust my count. But you can see the corner of this swirl granny square starting to form, which is exciting. Similar to the start of this pattern, the next section of this pattern is going to follow the same steps. So I'll go around with all of the other yarns and do the same steps that I did with the purple yarn. But since this pattern takes a while to develop, I am going to put some time lapses in here. So let's jump into that. I've reached the point with the pattern now where I'm basically just doing the same steps over and over and over again, which is 2 double crochets in each open chain space and then a chain in between each of the sets of double crochets. And I basically take each color yarn and follow it to the end of the yarn below it until I can't do anymore, and then I jump to the next yarn. So it becomes a very methodical process at this point, and you can kind of zone out while doing it, which is nice. Once I got the 2 front and back panels of the sweater to the size I wanted them to be, I then began the process of figuring out how I wanted to attach them and how big I wanted the sleeve holes to be. So you can see here I decided to continue the color pattern for the tops of the sleeves where my shoulders will go, with more of just a straight line of double crochets, and then I continued the color pattern as well for the sleeve holes, and I kind of just based it off of a sweater I already had of where I wanted to start, and then I kind of decreased as needed. So now it just basically looks like a really groovy sweater vest, which I'm not mad about, but I did want it to be a full sweater. So next step will be starting the sleeves. Many hours later. It's now many days later, but I have finally made some progress on the sleeves. I decided to continue the same pattern of 2 double crochets and 1 chain space all the way around, and I had to switch out each of the colors every time, which is why the sleeves have taken me a very long time to do. I also created the collar, which I did a front post double crochet, back post double crochet pattern. I did the same front post back post pattern for the sleeve cuffs, and please enjoy my excitement of finally finishing a sleeve. Many more hours later. Hello, I am back with my tiny mic many days later to show you that it is finally complete. The sweater is finally finished after, oh goodness, probably 3 weeks, a month of work. This one took a long time, unexpectedly so, but I am so proud of it, and oh, I'm so excited to wear it. I will have to do a try on for you guys, obviously, but I just wanted to show you all the finished product. Bask in its glory for a minute. It's so good. Okay, try on next. And without further ado, here it is. Oh, it's so good. Just back. Paired it with these jeans I recently thrifted and I love it. Oh, it's just like, I was really feeling obviously like the tie-dye swirl feel, which you can see in the design, but I was also really feeling kind of like 90s grandpa, graphic sweater. I think it's just like, oh, such a good vibe, and I think the color scheme came out really nice. I'm loving it. Oh, so cute. And with that, I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching and coming along on this crochet journey with me. It was definitely an adventure, but really happy with the final result. So excited to see what my next crochet project will be. Thanks for watching.